Crazy Creek is a show about a boy named Craig and his two friends, Kelsey and JP, as they follow their adventures of exploring the nature of their nearby creek. After watching every single episode of the show, including the new ones that just came out on last Monday, which are pretty good, and you definitely should check them out, I have compiled a tier list for replacement for every episode. Welcome to Creek Dynamacy. So, yeah, like I mentioned, I caught those, those 8 new Crazy Creek episodes on, last Monday, and last Monday, because it's snowing where I am, so there's no school, and it's perfect. So yeah, right after I made the video for that day, I sprinted downstairs to go watch it on TV because I don't want to bother paying for HBO Max. Okay, so before this video starts, I would really appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe and check out some straw poll, as well as check out my DeviantArt and my Twitter. The links are in the description. I also want you to share this video, and I also want you to share this video with your friends. By doing all of those few things, you're only allowed to reach 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into Fan or Foe. This month's Creek Dynamacy is about the episode Fan or Foe. The reason I like this episode is that it's an episode about, a convention, and you get to see, what everyone is like at one, the summary for... So, the summary for Fan or Foe reads, Elder Kong comes to the creek, and the Stump Kids are excited. Craig befriends a fellow fan, but ends up in a trivia battle with her over a cup, which sounds really weird when put into perspective. Kelsey sets up a booth and tries to sell her new book, Tales of a Cornopia, but has trouble getting any customers. And JP tries to get in the screen room, but encounters obstacles. When he finally enters, he discovers something unusual about the anime shown. Also, despite that, last, little, sentence there, it's not really impactful to the plot of the episode. It just happens right at the very end. It doesn't really contribute anything other than to give us, an insight on, the something that we know about the king. Okay, so the first thing I like was how Craig, Kelsey, and JP referenced, a few types of people at conventions. Not trying to stereotype anybody if you do any of these things, just, basically, what people are kind of like at conventions. So, Craig is the guy who goes to conventions based on the topic, and dresses in the theme because support the show or whatever. In this case, he's dressed as Slide the Fair, which is an obvious Sonic the Hedgehog reference. I do also like how we get to see more of how Slide the Fair is very similar to Sonic the Hedgehog. Kelsey is the one who goes to conventions to sell some merchandise, all those merchandise sellers. And JP is the one who goes to certain movie conventions to see new movies in advance, sort of the film festival, or basically early screenings of the movies, weeks before they come out. To touch up again on Craig, he's also the kind of person who quickly makes friends with someone who shares the same interest as him at conventions. Speaking of friends, I did like the new character Diane. It's nice to see how Craig is so good at making friends, but this one is extra special because they both share a passionate interest in Slide the Ferret. You may think that Craig being friends with a new character would cause, a rift between Craig, Kelsey, and JP, but it totally doesn't. Thank God! It's happened in, The Future's Cardboard, and that's kind of, what ruined the episode for me, but luckily they don't do it here. I also really like the quiz contest near the end of, the episode. We get to learn, more about the lore of Slide the Fair and how it lines up with the real-life, Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Just, watch the episode. I can't really name them all here, but, go watch it. I don't want to spoil anything. Well, I mean, I'm technically doing it right now, but, I don't want to spoil, the names of, the Slide the Fair characters. To be honest, I don't really think anyone really cares. It's just, parody of Sonic the Hedgehog. Diane is an interesting character, but I kind of wish they did more with her in the episode. We'll talk about that later. Okay, moving on. Kelsey's parts in the episodes were pretty good. When you go to a convention, you sometimes see, a row of merchandise booths, and, there's, 100 people waiting each line, and sometimes some of the sellers try to compete to see who can have the most customers. That's what it's like for Kelsey in this episode. So, off-screen, Kelsey, apparently wrote a new book called Tales of a Cornopia, because apparently Robin and the Snow Sword wasn't good enough. So basically, throughout the episode, she's having, a merchandise battle with one of the Muddy Buddies who is selling cat stickers. It's funny how everyone who comes to Kelsey's booth either isn't interested in her book or only pays in credit cards. And somehow, the Muddy Buddies booth takes credit cards as sort of a gag at Kelsey. Basically, taking advantage of everything that Kelsey can't win in. I also it's hilarious. I also like how, I also like, JP and Barry and Elder Barry's, interactions. It's like a pushy, convention visitor and a security guard talking to each other. I just like how the anime that was on when JP finally got into the movie booth was the big allegation to Xavier's side of the creek. Just watch the episode for yourself to see what I mean. It's pretty interesting, pretty like thoughtful, pretty like lore inducing. Okay, now on to what I didn't like about the episode. To my knowledge, there's only really one thing that I didn't like. One. And that is, surprisingly, Diane. Like, I know I talked about, like, how much I like Diane as a character, but listen. See, the episode is titled Fan or Foe, and the title card even shows a silhouette of Diane, possibly portraying her to be the villain of the episode. But she isn't. Like, I probably wouldn't title the episode Fan or Foe and show a shadow of a character to make fans speculate about how she may be a villain if none of that actually happens in the episode. Like, I mean, well, technically you already have, like, a bit of villain in, like, Xavier, and, like, we do have some, like, other, like, rival antagonists for, like, Craig, so it's not like we need, like, another one. But then again, it does... Granted, it doesn't make sense why she isn't a villain. Like, what if she can do? Blow up ElderCon into smithereens, or smithereens, I'm sorry. But regardless, I'd probably like to see more of Diane, villain or not. But, like, if there was going to be a big build-up to the big reveal about Diane being a villain, it should have happened at the quiz battle part, because that kind of makes the most sense. But that's the only problem I have with the episode. It's a really big hole, but I do still like the episode regardless of it. And that's Fan or Foe. Despite its misleading title and title card, it's a pretty good episode. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely in my top 10, and so yeah. Go watch the episode. It's pretty good, you know. Please like and subscribe. Check out most on Strawpool, as well as check out my Demoner and my Twitter. Links are in the description. I also want you to share this video with your friends. By doing all those 3 things, you're helping me a lot to reach 1,000 subscribers. I will see you guys next time.